What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction. Back with a Boy George reaction. Not for the first time, but the second time. Meaning, I did a reaction to, I think it was No Clause 28, if I'm remembering correctly. Friend of the channel Herman had sent me a Boy George tune a while back. But yes, great friend of the channel Kim was talking about a lot of things that are going on both incidentally this weekend and more broadly, and she was thinking about a number of tunes. I asked her to send me a list because I felt like some of the things she was talking about have been filling my brain as well during the same time. So yeah, she sent me a track because today is Boy George's birthday, and of course it's Pride Month as well, so it seemed like a good fit. And the track is The Crying Game. So she said this track's from 92, and I looked it up just to confirm. The film The Crying Game is from 92, so my expectation or my hypothesis is that this tune was on that soundtrack. At the very least, I will say I haven't seen that movie, though I do have an understanding of what it's about and the playing out of the narrative. It's a Neil Jordan film, I do note that, and I have seen, I think, Interview with a Vampire, that was a Neil Jordan film, so I've seen one or two of his movies, but not that one specifically. In any case, I do wonder whether the lyrics may work on multiple levels, meaning you can apply them to specific events in the film, but maybe they're also related to broader social, cultural, and psycho-emotional issues. Either way, let's give it a listen. This is Boy George. The song is The Crying Game, and it is from 1992. Oh. Okay.
One day soon I'm gonna tell the moon about the crying game. And if he knows, maybe he'll explain why there are parties, why there are tears, and what to do to stop feeling blue when love disappears. First there are kisses, then there are signs, and then before you know where you are, you're saying goodbye. Don't want no more of the crying game. 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 Oh,
I actually have heard that before, or at least part of it, in a film, but not the crying game itself, which is to say, there's a scene in the first Ace Ventura Pet Detective movie where they use that, which I think is related to him having physical relations with what he thinks is a woman turns out to be a man. But yes, I expect that usage was a bit tongue-in-cheek and related to what I understand is one of the final scenes or the culminating scene of the actual Crying Game film, though obviously done for a lot more silly comedy. But yes, okay, so number one, the Sonics. I enjoy the deep atmosphere of it. Ultimately, there's some different ingredients, like the electrical synth touches feel very like Vince Erasure. They have a bit of that light erasure touch. But then there's these strings, like these sweeping strings that remind me a bit of like Pet Shop Boys when they use like string synths in their tracks. But then that big guitar riff, which is what I immediately recognized from its usage in Ace Ventura, that almost sounds like spaghetti western. Like it feels very like frontier guitar type of riff. So it's an interesting combination of sounds, but I think it really does work. His voice, very tender. You can feel the emotion, also the pain I think comes through, which is essentially what I read the song as. I mean, talking about, first there's kisses and then what is it, sighs after that? But eventually saying, he doesn't want any more of this crying game. So it sounds like he's been a victim of love, to borrow an erasure phrase, and it sounds like, it hasn't always worked out, and the pain that comes with these feelings of infatuation, of love, of intimacy, have taken their toll, and it sounds like, he doesn't want to play the game anymore. He doesn't want to, end up in that same place. And I don't know exactly, what was it like, say it to the moon or something like that. So I don't know if he's like, saying it to the world aloud that, he wants it known that he just can't do this anymore. But it seemed like there was maybe some reference to the moon that was in some way suggesting that he's not going to hold it inside anymore. He's, this is his public statement and approach. In any case, as I said, I think you can hear the pain and the emotional depth in both the sonics and the vocal delivery. Again, going into this, I didn't know I had heard it, but as soon as it started, it was like, wait, I do know this. Oh, right, that's because I think it was used, again, a bit cheekily in the Ace Ventura film. In any case, it's a classic track. It sounds very late 80s, early 90s. It really has that sort of sound in a good way. And yes, ultimately, I don't know very much about Boy George, certainly not his solo stuff. I know a few of the Culture Club songs, like Karma Chameleon and so on, but I don't know much, if any, of his solo work beyond this track, which I didn't even realize I knew going into it. So, as I said, shout out to Kim. Going to do a number of reactions in the next day or two that relate to, issues that we were talking about through email. So, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.